Hello everyone, this is Phương. You want to know how to mount data from a remote server in the fastest and simplest way to do things like copying and transferring data between the Ubuntu machine and the remote server. Today I will show you an extremely simple way with just a few commands. You can work with data on the remote server just like it's on your own machine without complicated configuration. In this video, I will guide you step by step from installation, manual mount, automatic mount with error tab to a real example of uploading web code to AWS EC2 using added HFS. Sounds interesting, right? So let's get started, okay? First, we will set up AWS file system, which is a tool that allows you to mount a directory from a remote server over LH into a local file system. So we will use the following commands to set up this tool: sudo apt update enter and sudo apt install edit hfs enter. After the setup is done, switch to root privilege to conveniently use command sudo with option I, enter, clear. Now LHFS is ready to use. Last, we will create a mount point, an empty directory on the machine to connect to the remote directory. mkdir remote mount. Enter. Okay. Suppose you have a remote server with an IP address or domain name. For example, the IP of the remote server is 192.168.146.167. In this example, the remote server runs OS CentOS 9. Okay, the directory to mount is process, and the mount point grade is remote mount. Use the command add hfs root user colon enter. Okay, now you can browse, read, write files as usual. For example, we use the ls command to list files in the directory. Okay, to try creating a file, echo hello one. enter. Okay, to disconnect or unmount, this command will disconnect LHFS and return the remote mount directory to its empty state. App user mount with option U. Enter. Okay. Let's to make LHFS run smoothly and be able to mount automatically via avatar file. You should set up authentication using his key instead of password. So on the Ubuntu machine, run the command that has keygen, enter, 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 enter. Okay, this command can generate a pair of LHS keys, including private key and public key. Okay. After registering, we will copy the public key to the server. For example, using LHS copy ID command. Okay. Okay. And now you can LHS to the server without entering a password. And if marine data manually like able, it will be lost after you restart the machine or if the network connection is interrupted. For more convenience, we can configure Linux to automatically mouse the HFS directory after every reboot by adding the following lines to the FS tab configuration file. Enter. Okay. And now we can save the avatar file and exit. To test right away, you can run the command sudo mouse with option A. This command will mouse all entries in every tab. If configured correctly, the LHS error directory will be mounted without error. You can also reboot the machine to check if the mouse is automatically mounted again. Okay. Finally, we will have a very interesting example, which is uploading a website to a RED EC2 through LHFS. Suppose you have an Amazon Linux EC2 web server as you see here, okay? And we want to upload code to the web server's directory of the EC2 server. First, on the EC2 server, make sure uh, the web directory has the right permissions. Enter. Okay. On the local Ubuntu Linux machines, create a mount point and mount the remote directory with the key as follows: mkdir with option P. Enter. Okay. Enter. Okay. After Mari, we will try copying files into it as if working with a local directory. Enter. Then we will access the EC2 server and verify on our AWS EC2 that our website code has been successfully uploaded. Okay, and we can also open a web browser to access the EC2 web server. After uploading to unmount when not in use. If you only mounted temporarily to copy or transfer data, so after finishing, you should unmount to free the connection. To unmount, use the umount command as follows. Okay, so now you know how to use LSHFS to mount data from a remote server to your Ubuntu machine. Configure automatic mouse uh, via LS tab file and even upload web code directly to a RED EC2 with just a few simple commands. If you find this video useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss the latest videos about Linux, AWS, and DevOps. And if you have any questions or want me to cover other topics, please leave a comment below. I will read them all and reply to you. See you in the next videos. Okay?